Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're going to be doing a little bit of a tissue review right now. And this has shown up in the past on some old McGraw-Hill Connect quizzes as a drag and drop. So the choices here to drop are going to be connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, or neural tissue. So let's look at neural tissue and understand that, hey, it's composed of two types of cells, the neurons and the glial cells or neuroglial cells. So that's pretty straightforward, right? What type of tissue is made up of skeletal, cardiac, and smooth? Well, that's going to be muscle tissue. So far, so good, right? What type of tissue is distributed through the body to allow for movement of the skeleton and other tissues? Well, that again is going to be muscle tissue. Okay, what's the most diverse and abundant and widely distributed tissue throughout the body? That's connective tissue. What type of tissue is classified using the number of cells, I'm sorry, the number of layers, cell layers, and the shape? Well, that's going to be simple or stratified or cuboidal or columnar or squamous. That's going to be epithelial. What type of layer lines the body cavities? It forms the surface layer of the body. It's a covering. It's even involved in glands. That too is going to be epithelium. And then what's the network of specialized cells that monitors the internal and external environment and initiates commands, initiates or controls? That's going to be neural tissue. This has been a drag and drop, so we saw this in the previous video. So we have connective tissue as our primary category. We have connective tissue proper, supporting connective tissue, and fluid connective tissue. Under fluid, there's blood and lymph, but we're going to focus primarily on blood. On supporting connective tissue, there's cartilage and bone. When we did bone, we focused on compact bone, which was the osteon. That's where we mentioned about the osteoblast becoming the osteocyte, and the osteocyte is what's trapped in the lacunae. And then on the cartilage, we spoke about hyaline, elastic, and fibro. Hyaline is going to form most of your joints. It's involved in degenerative joint disease, whereas the fibrocartilage is the intervertebral discs. And we'll talk about elastic in just a second, a little bit more. Under connective tissue proper, there was loose and dense. Under loose, there was areolar, adipose, and reticular. And under dense was regular, which was our tendons and ligaments, and then irregular. So here's a drag and drop. So they're giving you the fluid connective tissue. You drag and drop blood there. Supporting connective tissue. Well, that's compact bone, and then cartilage. The three types of cartilage are fibro, elastic, and hyaline. Then we had connective tissue proper. That was loose, and those three are dense. Again, similar concept where they give you the main categories, connective tissue, and then you have to drop the appropriate boxes. So areolar, that's connective tissue proper. Adipose, elastic cartilage, hyaline cartilage, and even compact bone, all under connective tissue. Under epithelium, well, yeah, anything with simple or stratified, and even pseudostratified have to go in there. And then these are the shapes, squamous, columnar. We don't see cuboidal here, but you get the point. Muscle tissue was cardiac, smooth, and skeletal, and nervous tissue was nervous. I mean, they could put neuron here or neuroglial, so just be familiar with those. Okay, let's see, elastic cartilage. The epiglottis in the back of the throat, that's very flexible. That's the part that when you are eating food, the epiglottis folds down and closes off your windpipe so that food doesn't go down the wrong pipe. the helix of the ear, and the eustachian tube. Those are all elastic. Hyaline cartilage is found at the ends of the bone. It's found in around the trachea, those tracheal rings. It's found in the nasal septum, and even your thyroid cartilage or Adam's apple is hyaline cartilage. The fibrocartilage, that's your IVDs, the intervertebral discs. The menisci, which is the medial lateral menisci of the knee, that's very strong fibrocartilage. And then the pubic symphysis between the pubic bones. Again, this is the strongest cartilage in the body. Fibrocartilage is the strongest. You need type 1 collagen fibers. Those are thick, whereas hyaline cartilage is type 2. And these are not as thick. Just remember in the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So F comes before H, 1 comes before 2. Okay. F comes before H, 1 becomes 2, type 1, type 2 collagen fibers. That's how you can remember that. And elastic cartilage is just made up of branching elastic fibers. Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about the integumentary system, focusing primarily on the skin.